Hi, and welcome to this new video from Vulcan Europe. In this video, we're showing you how to easily create product labels using Adobe Illustrator with their new AI functionality, and then print those on an Oki printer and produce the labels or cut the labels on the Vulcan SC350 sheet label cutter. So first we create our sheet in SRA3 size, which is 320 by 450 millimeters, because that's the material that we're using. Here we have our design. Now, in order to create the labels, we're using the new generate vectors. It's a beta, so it's maybe not perfect, but it's included in the latest Adobe Illustrator 2024 version. For this example, we want to create labels for cucumbers that were harvested from our own garden. So very organic and high quality cucumbers. And then what we need to do to create AI-based graphics is write a prompt. So this is the prompt window. And so I've prepared my prompt in German in this case, that we want labels for cucumbers that are harvested from our garden. And then when we're done, we just click on generate. You can of course play with the prompt and try different prompts for your requirement for your label. You can also set a reference style if you already have a label that should look similar like that. So many options that are available in Illustrator for that. So we just click generate, and then it takes a couple of seconds for Illustrator, for artificial intelligence, to generate and render the graphic for this. As we can see in the lower right, it will always create three versions of the graphic. And then we can choose which one fits best for our purpose. We also added in the prompt that we don't want any text on it because very often artificial intelligence is not very good at text, as we can see here, where it tries to generate some text that is not a real text, it just looks like text. That's the nature of AI, but it's getting better at that. Let's use this label for our purpose. So we can now add text by ourselves by using the Illustrator text tool. So here we just add bio organic cucumbers out of the garden. In this case in German, because the video was originally shot in German. So up next, we select our font to add the size. Yeah. So this way we create our label. Now, once we're done with that, we can group everything together and yeah, align the label. So because we don't want only one label on our page, of course, we have a big page, which is SRA3, even bigger than A3, 320 by 450 millimeters. So we select the whole label, make a group so that it's grouped, and then we can align it in the edge. There we see the different layers. So let's put it here in our layer 1. Now we need to hit the Option key or the Alt key on the Windows keyboard. It's Option on Mac, so it works the same whether you're on Windows or Mac. It doesn't really matter. Works all exactly the same way. So we select our graphic and then pull it out, which duplicates it. We move it a little bit to the right in this case, and then we click duplicate. Just basically leave the mouse button, and then if we press Command D, it will reduplicate the image. So now we have 4 cucumber labels next to each other, which doesn't fit on the page, so we make the whole label a little bit smaller, which is still okay. Again, push the Option button to pull it out. And press Command D again to duplicate. Now we group the whole row that we just created and do the same again, but this time pulling it downwards with the held Option button. And this way we duplicate it again. That way it's very easy to fill up the page with our designs. Then again, Command D, Command D. On Windows it's Control D, obviously, but basically the same command. Then we can have everything centered on the page so that it's nice and clean and all items are exactly below each other. Then again, we make a group, put it in the center of the page, both horizontally and vertically. Adjust the alignment. So now it's perfectly centered. And up next, we need the SignCut registration marks. So the plotter will know where exactly to cut. So the registration marks, we open the SignCut panel, the SignCut reg marks, we select our Vulcan SC350 sheet vinyl cutter. We add the QR code, which makes it much easier because the machine will automatically find the right file. And then we can just click on the Create button in order to create the registration marks. This will create some new layers and add the 4 marks in the corners. With the red lines, we see the areas that are restricted now because there are the marks, so we can't have any cutting or any graphic inside these layers. Up next, we need to create our contour. So I selected all the labels and asked it to create a contour a couple of millimeters away from the label. So we just click Create. As we can see, it didn't really work well because that's not what we wanted. Selected 4 millimeters, which is a little bit too much. So we just click Clear in order to get rid of that and go down to a much lower value and then again Create. And now we can see that the labels are created much better. So yeah, there we see the shapes of the labels around them. Go here, the black lines are the shapes of the labels. The shapes that are going to be cut are now all automatically in a new layer called SC-Pro2 underscore contours. So let's find the layers again. Yeah, there they are. So if we deactivate the graphic layer, we only see the contours. This is what's going to be cut by the Vulcan SC350 vinyl cutter. Then once again, we saw that it's not perfect yet, so we need to adjust the contour distance a little further, which we're doing now. Select everything, create again. And now we should get the ideal contours. So that's something where you need to play a little to find the perfect values for automatic contours. Or of course you can design the contours yourself and add them to the labels and around the labels. Important thing is to have the SC-Pro2 contours layer and deactivate the print option because we don't want our cutting line to be printed. Although the machine is very precise, you don't want a printed cutting line. Now we can see the shape of our labels that are supposed to be applied onto our cucumbers. So up next we need to send the data well, first we need to print. So we select our printer here, just the O key 9431 in this case. And we need to adjust the media size to the material that we're using, which is the Vulcan label stock material. That's a specifically for Vulcan machines designed material. It's a very high quality PP based material, and yeah, it's self-adhesive, offers very low curling, very low static. It's very easy to process with the Vulcan machine, and it's very, very high quality finish. So that's launching in October 2024. Now here we can do some more adjustments on how to feed the material. So we have the multi-purpose tray and what's the exit tray and so on. So after that, we print the material. Here we can select which stacker we want. We use a stacker with face up to avoid curling. So we have less curling on that. And then when we're done with that, we just click the OK button. And then all the print settings are finished. So we can pick our number of copies and just click print, and then it will start printing. Now, what's left is creating the files for SignCut. So once we're done here, we click Send to SignCut, which will create our files and open the SignCut software in the background. So here's the SignCut software. In SignCut, we want to make sure to select the right machine. For that, we can click on Cutter to check which one it is. It's a Vulcan SC350, and as output device, we want write to file because we're using the QR code function, and for that we need all jobs as separate files. We can also send the data directly to the cutter, but then of course if you have the wrong media inserted, it will cut the wrong shape. So that's why we're using the QR code, just to be safe. Now we need to select the contour cut option, which is this little circle with the scissors next to it. So we don't use the knife, we use a contour cut. It's this one. We can adjust some options like, yeah, if we want which tool we want, which knife offset we want to set. So that's all set here. Settings look okay, so we cut out. Now it's creating our file, which we can save anywhere. We're going to save it in the hot folder on our computer that is accessed by the SignCut spooler. And then when we hit the QR code button on the plotter, it will read the QR code and then automatically retrieve the right file that is encoded in the QR code from the SignCut spooler folder. So that's why we have this SignCut spooler folder. So just click OK. And yeah, now what's left is actually do the printing and then the cutting of the material. Here we have the OK printer. So we're printing it out. There are some of the sheets. That's, as I said before, that's the new Vulcan label stock material. A perfect print media for labels, really specifically made to be used with the Vulcan. And we had a lot of customer feedback on that. So yeah, just give it a try. You can order free samples of this material. Now the SC350 is cutting the labels. First it reads the QR code, then it reads the registration marks, then cuts the labels. And when we're done with that, we have our finished cucumber labels that we can put on our own cucumbers. Yeah, harvested from our garden. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.